In this video we're going to have our first look at CSS and how we can incorporate it into our website. Now, as you would have learnt in class, CSS are our cascading style sheets, and they're really the way we're going to design our website. So we're going to separate the design with the CSS from the HTML. Now, the first way to play around with that is simply to have a look at the bottom of your page where it says page properties. And in looking at this, we're going to look at some of the basic internal CSS we can apply to a web page. So if I click on that, I'll see on the left here I have all my options on what I can play around with. And this is fairly self-explanatory. So in appearance, page font. If I select the font that I want to use, I'm going to go down to Verdana or Arial, whichever one you want to choose. And each selection here is just simply saying, well, if that person has the Arial style font on their computer, they'll use that font. If not, they'll use Helvetica. If not, then they'll just use a basic sans serif. I'm going to change the size to all my font to 14. When I hit apply, you'll see the change take effect in the design. Let's go to text color and let's choose just something that will stand out for us, an ugly green, and all our text color will change. Our background color, I'm going to change that to black, and it looks like a bad website from the 90s. So I can have a background image in there. I can browse and add that as well. If I go down to my links, I'm going to change my link color to red, and I'm going to say once they've been visited, I'm going to change them to a separate color. And underline style, I'm going to say show underline only on rollover. Next, I'm going to go down to headings, and for heading 1, I'm going to make this bigger than the rest, and I'm going to change the color. Hit apply. Heading 2, make it a bit smaller, and once again a different color. And hit OK. So you'll see all the changes that have taken effect. Now very quickly, if we go over to the split view and see the code, you'll notice now at the top of the page we have all this new code that's a little bit different in color. That there is our internal CSS. Now the way this works is really there's two different things here. There's what we call a selector and a declaration. So here what my CSS really is saying is that in the body of my HTML, the background color is going to equal 000, so this shade of black. When a link is set up, its color, so that's the selector, is the link. The declaration is the color is going to be this color, and we'll see an underline when it's rolled over. Heading 1, so the size is going to be 36 pixels, and the color is going to be 339. So if I change this in my code to 45 pixels for heading 1 and click back over here, you'll see that heading 1 changes in size. So our CSS is embedded at the top of the page. Above the HTML we have our selector and our declaration. So heading 2, size is 24, make that 34, and you see it change. So anytime I put a heading 2 in now, it's going to take on these properties. So let's go down to our HTML, and I'm going to say straight underneath heading 1 here, I'm going to insert another heading 2. I'm going to close the tag, and when I click across, it takes on the same CSS property as my other heading. Remember, CSS is going to cascade down over every tag. So every H2 tag is going to look like these properties that we've set up. Size 34, color 999.